Okay, so they're only over there. Okay, so you need to take notes as well. So can you quickly get your task sheet up? Right, now, girls at the back. Right, so this is your action plan. Now, this part here is just the overview of the assessment. Pippa, this is just the overview of the assessment, okay? When we scroll down, there's your rubric, okay, that you're getting marked on, okay? And then this is the action plan here, all right? So the aim has already been written for you, so you can leave that, all right? Once you've finished with this and you've written it all, stuff like this can be deleted, okay? Because this is just kind of the instructions.
Wait, is this just like the last assignment?
Exactly the same, all right? But again, some people still didn't understand, so we're going to go through it again, all right? Now, part of an action plan, okay, on your marking rubric, it says in an action plan, all right, your identification and discussion of a range of factors involved in problem solving. That is this part here, okay? So I have given you all of the issues associated with this task, all of the possible things that could go wrong, okay? So one of them is the chosen recipe must be meat-free and have a high nutritional content, okay? That's one thing you have to do. The second thing is the dish must be an entree or main meal and have 2 to 3 elements, okay? The third one is it must demonstrate a contemporary food presentation style, right? So it must be presented nicely, same with all of our things. And then the fourth one is the recipe must be prepared, cooked, and presented with a 90-minute period. Now, half of these questions, literally 1, 2, and 3, you already wrote the answers for in your last action plan, okay? This is general. In general, what are you going to do to make sure that you can meet this part of the task? So the first one, research will be completed, okay, into the daily nutritional requirements of an adult, as well as foods that are high in nutrients such as protein, calcium, and vitamins. Now you can leave that there or you can redo it if you want, all right? But this is how you're going to combat and overcome, all right, this little problem here, which is in purple. So the second one, the dish must be a main meal, entree or main meal, and include 2 to 3 elements. So what could you do to make sure that you're meeting this? Anyone?
Sauce. Could be an element.
Okay, you're going to look for a recipe that has a sauce in there to include as one of your elements. Yep. What else could you do? How do you think you're going to find a recipe? How are you going to do that? Yeah. Vegetarian. So number 2, the blue part for number 2 is that research various recipes, okay? Research on various different websites, okay, to find a suitable meat-free entree or main meal. Are you typing? Do you want a piece of paper? Do you have a pen? Maya does.
I can just send it to her.
Okay. All right. It needs to include 2 to 3 elements. Georgia.
Yeah.
So you could also put in there, someone put in the definition of a main meal is, okay? And then therefore, after knowing this, I will research a suitable main meal. You know what I mean? Like main meals can be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all right? So you don't have to limit yourself to a dinner one, okay? You can discuss whatever. Am I making sense? Your eyes say otherwise. All right. Is that all good? Angelina? Good? So the third one is the meal must demonstrate a contemporary food presentation style. So what could you possibly do to make sure you're going to present it nicely? Put it on a plate, bit more detail. Yeah, you could plan and research. You could compare different presentation styles and then kind of make a decision about which one would best suit my chosen meal. Okay, don't forget in this part right here, you haven't even chosen your meal yet. You have no idea what you're cooking. Even though you might kind of have an idea, this is really just general stuff. So we've spoken about number 3. Now number 4 is the recipe must be prepared, cooked, and presented within a 90-minute period. What is the one thing that we always do?
That workflow thing.
A workflow plan. So I will develop, and critique a workflow plan to ensure that my recipe will be able to be completed within a 90-minute period. This also includes setup and pack up. Beautiful. Now, see all of this here. It's one sentence in the purple and then like 1 to 2 sentences for the blue. The whole action plan is 400 words, and this is probably your smallest part. Okay, so this, all it has to be is like this big for each 4. Okay, so don't go too crazy. I'm not looking at anyone. No. All right, now we move down, and we have a decision here. So this is after doing some research, you're writing your decision. So the name of what you have selected to make, that suits the task, all right? So this person, it's a tofu, pumpkin, and coconut curry. Done. That's all you need to write, So yours might be a cauliflower steak, Right, cauliflower steak with a garden salad, I don't know, don't care. You just write down whatever it is that you want to make, all right?
Is that dish we made the other day? Vegetarian?
Yes, yep. Now, can everyone see these 4 purple points? Yes?
Yes.
Yep. So you need to get the 4 purple points, and the easiest way would be to Control C, and then I would paste them down below here, and I would get rid of that little blue bit, Now, you are explaining the reasons for your decision, discussing, so you're justifying and discussing why your dish meets the criteria of the task. Up here, these are the criteria of the task, these 4 things. You paste it down here under the reasons for decision.
Do you delete the green one?
You can that's an example, but you can delete that if you want. As long as you have those 4 points, because they are your criteria, So you're now discussing and justifying. So if someone was looking at your work, you are telling them why you deserve an A, why your recipe is so suitable, and why you're going to do well in this, So you are selling yourself times 1,000, all right? So the first point is the recipe must be meat-free, So you would be saying something like cauliflower steaks are meat-free because typically a steak is made from red meat. However, I'm substituting a chunk of cauliflower. It will be battered in egg, flour, and breadcrumbs, and I'll be frying it in the exact same way, and it's a cauliflower steak or schnitzel or whatever you want to call it.
Do we have a reflection on this?
No.
I was going to say it's not.
I know. You can love me later, No reflection. Yeah, no reflection. Yeah, but you can... Well, then you have to get an A- on this, So, again, you're justifying why. In here, it says must have a high nutritional content. So whatever you're choosing in your recipe, so up here, this tofu, pumpkin, and coconut curry one, you can Google tofu and you can find a statistic or you can find a reference that says tofu is packed with essential vitamins and minerals needed to support people who don't eat red meat, A reference right here would be fantastic. What?
Oh, tofu has the 9 essential amino acids.
9 essential amino. See, quote Tia. Proud 2022. There you go. She's there. Primary source. All right. Then the second one, you are justifying the fact that your dish is a main meal entree, and what elements it includes. So you would say the tofu, pumpkin, and coconut curry would typically be served as a dinner option, The 2 to 3 elements that will be included it will include is 1, it's going to have a garnish, 2, it's going to have the rice served up on the plate next to it, okay, and 3, I'm going to make some naan bread to go with it, okay, you can do that. The curry itself, though, is an element of the dish, the sauce, all right. Contemporary food presentation style. The people that have gotten the best grades have drawn a picture or found a picture of the meal that they're going to make, and they've put arrows onto it. And to answer this question, they have said, presented on a black plate. The rice stacked in a cup to create a round mold. Garnish of coriander on top, and they have like put arrows around, and in literally 10 words they've answered this question, but the picture tells 1,000 words. Okay, so for number 3, an annotated image or drawing diagram is the best way to answer that. And then number 4, please see figure below. Figure 1 is a annotated time plan, annotated workflow plan of how I'm going to achieve this in the lesson. Firstly, I need to cook the rice because that will take the longest time, okay? I'm going to clean up as I go. I'm going to work with a few bowls, and I'm going to try and just collect everything in the one, to save time on dishes, all right? You can discuss how you are going to do it within 90 minutes, okay? Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Now, tomorrow we are in the same classroom, and honestly, I would love for the action plan to be like literally 95% finished. Okay?
When?
Tomorrow, after tomorrow's double. Okay? It's not hard, and you've done it all before. Okay? It's definitely achievable. All right? Because I would also like you guys to be spending time researching your recipe and that. Okay? Friday, we're cooking. All right? So we're not in the classroom. And then next week is week 9. We've got both doubles, okay, but it's all still preparation, okay? So I really would like people to try and work as hard as they can on this. Hold on, I just need to pause my